So the first thing we've done is we've moved the furniture out of the way. We just put this big sofa and the table up against the window, and we've closed all the curtains to give ourselves a bit of control. Izzy, our producer, is going to be sitting in for me as a stand-in. Now, the first thing I want to do is find the most challenging interview situation first, which is the two-camera, two-person interview. Now, Izzy in position there. I've been looking around a bit for a shot, but basically what you need to do is get your camera and just hunt around for shots that will work. And what I like about that is we've got a bit of a curtain in the corner frame, the space to light, there's a good bit of distance between Izzy, the bed, and the background, and I can be a good 1.5 meters from Izzy, which just gives us a bit of control with the depth of the shot. And we can put light into the scene. Now, obviously, at the moment we've got the doorway there. I want to control the light in this room entirely. We've also got a bit of an issue with light just streaming in the corner of this curtain over here. And what's happening is it's just coming in here. So we need to try and block that off if we can. And this will work pretty well as our main interview situation setup as well. But the second person, this is where you have to sort of move furniture around, is to get that second angle. Izzy, can I get you to just pop yourself in that chair? And what we're looking for is a nice reverse shot. If you could just look over there for me. Getting that eye line is right, and what you might have to do is just pop yourself up, Izzy. And sometimes this will seem very awkward in terms of you may never sit with someone this close in real life. But what I'm doing is getting the eye line right. And what I've got there is a bit of depth. I can separate Izzy from the background. I might move that chair. But what I can essentially do is simulate the two camera positions fairly easily. And in more situations than not, the interviewee and interviewer are very, very physically close together. That's cool. Now, put this on the tripod. What I'm going to do, just to make life easy for myself, I like that. I've got a nice 16mm there, 24, 35. I'm going to mark the chair positions on the floor using some white gaffer tape. And this just means that in advance of my celebrity coming in the door, and this could be a prime minister, it could be, you know, in my career I've done a lot of this kind of thing. I'm not suggesting you're necessarily going to be filming prime ministers or presidents, but the principle is the same whether or not you're shooting a CEO or any subject really. If you're going to go into a location that's a significant interview, you want to be as prepared as possible. And these kind of little techniques mean that we're sort of thinking ahead. We're thinking to the third interview of the day, and we're considering our lighting and our camera positions for that. And that's camera position 1. And you know, you don't have to mark your camera positions, but you know, the more planning you do in any of this, simply put, the faster you will work, and actually the more professional you look to your producer, to your client. And not everyone will do this, and so if you do it, you stand out. One position there, and then the second position will be somewhere around there. So I'll mark that off. And you know, these will shift slightly because obviously we're using dummies. It's not a very nice word, is it? We're using stand-ins, and when our subject matter come in, you know, they may be taller, they may be shorter, they may sit differently, but at least you know you've got some good starting points for your camera positions. And once you've done this, you can start thinking about lighting. And I mean, we've actually got a light in the room just to illuminate the room here. But if we turn that off just briefly, we can start with a pretty much a dark room. I'll just turn this off, because that's what we want to do. We want to close all the light off, and you'll see me in complete darkness for a second. So what we'll start to do is start to add light to the scene to begin lighting this. So I'll put this light back on just so you can see me. But now what we can do is start getting the lighting into position, and what I want to do with the lighting here is isolate different zones. So this is one zone, the backgrounds will be two separate zones. So if you think of lighting in those kind of terms, I want to light this area separately from this area. So any light that falls here can't fall here. I want to isolate it so that I can control where I put my lighting. So let's get some lights out and start to put this together.